Oh. Can I get my money back if I don't like something? Yeah. Well, you might as well be giving it back. Hi, my name's Floyd, and I'd like to welcome you to the 1988 Shelor reunion.
Lord, we thank you for this occasion. We know as a people we're truly blessed. We know we are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. And we pray, Lord, that they may know that the love we have for thee and for one another. We give thee thanks for all the material things that are ours. And we ask, Lord, that thou would bless this food to our needs. In Christ's name. Amen. Amen.
We're sure put enough on her to make it. Hey, say, all right, come on. Then you'll have to join the line. Why don't you start keeping in good shape? Walk up and down these. I see you taking away the hikes and stuff like that. Your mother take care of her. She wants to be 110. I hope. Yeah. Bob, you got that thing going?
I hope so, Herb.
You're darn right.
We'll give it a try and see.
Come on out.
put pinbacks on them.
For the Wall Street Journal.
Shelor and Elizabeth are the two major arms of this whole shit caboodle here.
our son is proud to Floyd.
Ready?
Well, my claim to fame is that I was a Shelor marriage supper. This is my husband, about that street. We both are retired. We bring up in groups like Polly's group and Ron's group and your group, but you're almost too much in one big group here. I would take that. You have experience. No, sure, okay, this is awesome.
I'm John Shelor. I'm king of the loafers. My wife Karen, she's queen of the loafers.
And I'm Mary. I'm second part.
By the way, this gal retired today. I'm ready. I've been retired for 10 years. We have one son, Tom, the wife. And I really am. These days, we move over there, move right in here. Move to here, good time. Right.
You gotta sit around and have dinner.
You're right.
Okay, next is the Watson family.
That's Mark.
No, here it is.
I'll tell you my family. I'm Mary Edward Shelor, my wife Charlene, and we have two grandchildren here from Phoenix. We have two sons, Michael in Phoenix and Robert in St. Louis. And this is Melanie and Brandon.
Good kids.
You're now. You're okay.
I'm probably the wealthiest Shelor in the whole damn 42 years, believe it. Mary's 43 and we've been married 43 years. So Gary's 44 and we've been married 43 years. Well, we have 4 kids, Jerry, Claudia, Thomas, and Stephen. We like to brag about those kids, grandkids. We have 5 grandkids, 3 granddaughters. And I'm sorry we missed the last 2 of the Shelor reunions, but one first over now to Dean, Sonia, unfortunately, we always.
Well, I was real fortunate to get 2/3 of my kids here. Ron is our oldest, and this is her fiance, Kevin Patrick. They live in Garden Grove, California. Ron is the musical director for music theater. She's worked out at Northwell Theater. She's getting ready now to musical direct a play that Lou Goff and his wife have written about children. I should let you set up himself. And Kevin's a performer. He works at Disneyland. Sings, dances. He'll do anything like that. And Todd is our oldest son. He lives in Dodge City. He's the only one that has a child. We have one little granddaughter who's 6. And he didn't make it. He has a job to keep him busy on weekends. And Troy is here with his fiance, got the children in bed, but we'll all be in the house tomorrow. We have another daughter, Nancy, and our son Jeffrey, who lives up in Lynchburg, and he's with me. We hope that Jeffrey will come down. He works for J.P. Davis. I don't know if any of you know it or not. So this is a very busy time for them because it's arts and crafts, and he's doing a lot of shows for whoever wants to buy arts and crafts things, right? And I'm going to take his joy away and announce that he is the grandfather of the newest Shelor, 2 days old. She came out 2 days old. Richard. Yeah, Katie Ann is it? I just know it's Katie, and I love that name. But Richard called me and Katie, I couldn't have been happier.
8 pounds, 13 ounces.
So once again, he upped me because I thought I was going to come and announce that I had the youngest one that didn't speak the creek down there. And we brought Curtis down. So of course, it's named after our favorite, or one of our favorite cousins, Curtis, who had the good fortune to marry a Shelor woman. She wanted to name the baby after Curtis, but she didn't want to do anything with it because it was the girl. She said, there's nothing I can think of to go with Curtis that would be for a girl, so it's got to be a boy. So that was it. So Nick and I have been married for a long time. And really just recently celebrated our anniversary. We've had a good life. We're beautiful, beautiful children. So far, good friends. Where are those shoes, Dick?
I could get any kids to come on the lake, but obviously Richard couldn't come because of Kathy. I think it was 3 days ago. I think he told me at 3:30 in the morning, baby was born at 5:54. So it didn't take long. David, he's committed to go up to New England area. His wife's from that area. They is going to his sister's wedding. Joe Wendell is 80, I don't know. You know, I could just ask them, they don't want to come. They don't want to come. And I think I had a little John this way, I walked into it. He found out it was going to take a long time. He got back and forth. I asked him by himself. I'm going to go up there and see all you guys again. While we're on the subject, I think that we owe this young lady here. It's obvious to me that somebody's done a lot of work putting all these papers together. No, whoever. I think you need a big hand of applause.
Husband day, I have a son.
My father grew up over in Grayson Town, which is in the southwest corner of Montgomery County. We've been over there today looking in the Grayson Town Cemetery. Found my grandmother's tombstone, which is back in an uncut part of the cemetery. Talked to some people in the Christian River today. Found out some more links in the chain were missing. We're from Oklahoma.
Well, Dad, how did your family get to Oklahoma from Virginia? I mean, did your dad go out there?
My dad went out there in the early teens with another fellow that he grew up with in Grayson Town, a fellow named John White. I don't know whether they went together or went separately. I don't follow the other. Why they went to Oklahoma, nobody knows at this point. They did.
Now, you have how many brothers?
I'm the youngest of 4 boys. My dad was fourth of 5 boys. This is the first time girls showed up in the family.
What do you grow up to?
Yeah.
I already had to talk to your son. I work for Standard Register. I've got 3 boys. You know what you did yesterday? And our brother lives. He'll be here tomorrow. We're so happy to have you. I am, Lord. Okay, why don't you tell the little story about having a rental car and you went back to the hotel just before September and you didn't show up?
We were late to the picnic. We were about 30 minutes or so late. We just did, as Deb said, trying to fix in a few more links in the chain. We wanted to run back. We'd been in these berry patches and poison ivy, etc. So we wanted to freshen up a bit. So we did go back, try to go back to the motel. We drove into the parking lot of the motel and started parking the car, and there was a puddle underneath. We parked the car, okay. When we started to drive off to come back, there was a large spot, and it was gasoline, the tank, gasoline tank. We noticed that we were using a lot of gas, we didn't think too much about it, and the tank was leaking. Gas was almost gone, because of course driving the car, so we were working. We started, Elaine went up to the office and to see where the rest of the Shelors, what part of the motel they were in, but because we had been gone all that. Well, they gave us a list of where all of you are. And so we started knocking on doors, and there wasn't anybody home, you'd already gone. There's a little lady sitting on one of the rocking chairs by one of the doors, and she said, are you looking tonight? We said, are the Shelors? No, it ain't the Shelors, are still here. And they said, no, they just left. So she said, what's the problem? I said, well, we're stuck here with no car to get got a rented car and I got a leak in the gas tank. She said, take my keys. She went into the thing and we have her car sitting in the fail. Right? I thought that was most unusual.
New suit, a new shirt, and a new tie. And I got to talking to Lewis. I was saying he hadn't traded then. That's all I got. But anyway, seriously, I'm the grandson of Mary Lee Shelor and Callie Hill Escott. So I'm actually descendant from my grandmother. This is my mother, Verona Escott, who's married to Golden, which is the youngest son of Mary Lee and Callie Hill. So he was the youngest son. He was 80 years old. So this is the first time he's been here. This is my wife, Anna Jean, and this is my daughter, Jane. Last year I had 3 sons here, or 2 sons. Well, I had all the males last year, the females this year. I'm in trouble. I said she's going to burn this short.
We sure hope you'll stay over tonight.
Don't you love it?
I sent my tape up there to her, and I know she had
That's
it.
right, you made one yourself, didn't you?
No, I bought one for $10, and you know I sent it there.
Well, did you ever get it?
Yeah, I was gonna say I sent it up to Zane to watch, and they had it for damn near a year,
Well, damn it, I never did get one.
and never looked at it. And I said, she said, well, we don't have a VCR, and I thought, well,
Tell me that again, Hattie.
sir,
Tell me that again.
I'll write you a check.
No checks, please.
That'll stage if you'll see as I get on this camera.
Johnny lost her voice last night. So, this is Pine Creek Cemetery. We came down here a couple weeks ago and we read, you won't have time to do that, so we read a lot of these tombstones, and you'll find that in your Appendix 1 in your little handout. Now, this is the tombstone for Captain Daniel. This is where it all started. Some years ago, Cousin Sue took the notion she wanted to replace his stone and give him a military stone. So she bought this one, or I think the government gave it to her. On the light side, she wanted me to bring her down here for the memorial service when they put it in, and so I had no idea. So I got in the car and started down here, and she said, "Now I want you to stand up in the cemetery and read nice and loud for all the people." So I had to stand here in the cemetery, so I've had a little bit of practice and read this long thing. You know how Cousin Sue was with adjectives. Oh, I really put it off. But anyway, now he may be served in 2 wars. So we want to do a little memorial to him. We have the little flower and we have the flag, which we all thought would be very fitting for him. So we'll put that up here. You want to take pictures or whatever. Okay. Now, for the sake of time, if we couldn't stay together, the next stop we're going up to Jacksonville. We have more parking space than we have here. We'll just try to circle the cemetery, and if we could go around to the different graves real quickly. You have a map. You have a map, your last page, and you have a map. And we'll stop it. Uncle Bruce's grave will be the first one.
No, we're not going to Mill while we're down.
Oh, we're going to, that's right. We're going to Mill first, and then Jacksonville. The next cemetery we're going to will be Jacksonville. But we're going to the Mill. Mr. Gettle was so nice. I hope he won't be too long, but he's going to do the tour for us. He owns the Mill. So if you're through here for the second time, we'll go on up to the Mill. Okay?
Smile, you're on candid camera.
I wish I had known. I've got a shirt that we have
Oh, this, see, this thing was about 6 foot lower down back then.
Yeah.
And this old upper room right there, I don't know what see, this been filled in 6 foot of dirt since them days. What Eileen's talking about is when
I said, just for me, everything he does, just for me. And Dr. Gibbs took it with a book. I still want to tell him that to diaper on the statue back.
Well, this is why you got such a memory for things like that.
I think it's funny. Brings back memories of us.
Yeah, Lord, she got it.
Next in the line.
Your grandparents.
You know where I get my life?
She looked awful good last night. Awful good.
Of the mail. We came down to get permission to be here, and not only did we get permission with all the gratitude in the world, he even offered to give us the history of the mill and to do the tour for us. So this is Mr. Gaddle and this is Minnie And so get your attention, please.
Yeah, that's everybody be quiet. Yeah.
Well, probably a lot of you might even know more about this mill than I do, but I can tell you that when we bought the mill in 1980, and before that there was no one's had owned it up until the time the Shelors had started, ran it from 1913 when they built it. They bought the old Williams mill, which sat right across the road where you all are parked over there. They tore that down and they moved the rocks and the planer out of that mill into this one when they built it. So that actually the rocks are grindy rocks are the old Williams mill. And then they ran it from 1913 by turbine, not the water wheel that you see there. And they had some problems because of they cut a lot of the timber down, of course, and the water was not enough to run the turbine. Somewhere around 1920, 22, they lost this property, that house that's over there, to the Nolan. I don't know exactly what happened there. They had run it by a turbine up until that. Camp Nolan took it over and ran it up until about 1967. Probably made more moonshine of the product than anything, but he did sell some things. In 1938, they put the water wheel in because they felt that that would give them better power than the turbine. And they tried various things. They also made electricity.
He's doing fine out in the water. Put a pen around it to hold his
Get about it.
Hey, look at that.
Somebody told us to do that.
He said, listen to me now. It might have been something that Uncle Fred and Uncle Swanson or something like that. They kind of all got together.
I'm gonna do that in a week or two. I know I've got to. It lined up for a picture, I think.
Here.
Come on, run like daylight. Congress here. What daylight? It's been a long time.
You up there, yeah? Come on up here.
Oh, be sure.
Go, go, go!
Roll on, Mickey. Go! Go, Ralph! Not on the lawn. The Puritan Shelor. Come on, big boy. Hey, Dosh, you hard-headed. Your horse.
So sticky. Thank you. There's a tank over there for me. I can't walk that far. Thank you.
Yes, we can.
Back here and take pictures.
Y'all can't see out. I can't see you in the camera, so you need to get where you can see me down here. We can take a lot of the smaller ones up front and let them sit on the ground.
Now listen, folks.
Anybody that wants to sit on the ground, come on around. It's tall.
There we go.
Okay, if everybody look this way now. All right, can everybody see me? If you don't, I can't see you. You won't be able to see you in the picture. Okay?
How about get down here and pull them in a little bit over here?
No, they're fine. That way we can see them. Hey, Bob, come on.
Everybody say,
It's going to take about 4 or 5 shots.
Do what, though?
First cousin.
Well, damn hangers on, but no, sure.
They were one of the first cousins.
Sign up on it if they want. Well, we got their record on the record. Yeah. Hey, Curtis. Is that their dog? Hey, Curtis. Grandtime helping us this morning.
Not necessarily.
the young ones up there and the old ones down there. Yes, isn't it nice to see the young ones up there? No, it's the baby. Oh, there's twins. That's $100 order. He didn't charge anything. He was here already. Right. This is what y'all got more people than he had done it to us. They had a 25th reunion. He said, you got more people. He had more reason, right? Yes. Good, better, and different. What makes one? I trust him. I don't know if I'll see him or not. I don't know if I'll see him.
Right in the back. Rhonda? Yeah, you need to move over a little bit. That's great. We're good.
Okay, everybody out there, smile. Another one. On three again. 1, 2, 3. We'll take one more. Okay, on three again. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, time's up on it's already used out.
Yeah.
Wonder who they caught in there.
I don't know.
$5.50. $5 once, twice, sold. Who bid the 5? I did. You got it. One more. You got one more. Let's do more. This is another one. This one is one more. Who'll give me $2? How much? 2?
And we got another one here. The last one. This is a pretty one also. Maybe somebody did real work on this. Beautiful. Mine never good. Last one. Who's it? Who'll start? They've been going for 5. Who'll give me 5? I give you 5. Got one back? Well, my secretary bid first. She gets 5. Who'll give me 5? Sold for $6.
We got 4 jars here. 5.5. We're selling them singly now. 5.5. 5.5 going once. Going twice. So, who all wants one for $5.50? That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. I won't want
Hit this stuff right here. That's it.
Floyd got one. Floyd got one. Did you get the other one? Did you get that?
How many she get?
1. We all got 1. Okay. The planter and a wind chime. Bring on wind chime. Who starts bidding now? Got to run at least 2 starting out. Who will start bidding? Come on, folks. The planter 2. Who will start bidding? Anybody? I'm starting $3.
And church and so forth. So
If you're not going to be here tomorrow, be sure to pay her tonight. If you're not going to be at breakfast tomorrow, be sure to pay her tonight. We hope they'll all be at breakfast, but we won't get it in before we go to the end.
Well, before you go home, if you want pictures, be sure to give me a form.
Okay.
Come on. Come on.
All right, we've got a little sandwich block here, made out of a frog. I'm not sure of the wood. Who's starting to bid out?
There's your frog.
Oh, Lord, that's frog.
Who's starting to bid? Yeah, we'll cut board. Who's starting to bid? We got $1. We got $1 here. You want $1.50? $2. 2.5.
Yeah, I guess it is.
They're coming back now.
There's a beautiful little basket. See the basket?
Come on, record the dog. Everything. This ball, little pot holders, candle ring.
$25 to the kitty for this one. It's a gift to her from Ralph's daughter. Thank you. Isn't that pretty?
It's optional.
Auction's over. Y'all want to see it? Take a look at it.
There's one more long branch. You have some branch up there. One more, and there'll be $10,000 hat there. It must be $10,000.
Are you telling me the mayor or something?
So we'll go back and get her in on all of it, right, Ralph? My dear relatives, I just wanted to send greetings to you all. I deeply regret that I was unable to come to this reunion. It sounds like so much fun, especially the barbecue and the visit to the old house. I feel very close to you all. Thank you so much for your thoughtful cards, letters, and calls. It all helps to give me so much hope of recovery. I'm doing better at this time. I can walk now with a helping hand and can get up out of bed on my own. That really feels good. I appreciate my mother and father so much for their constant care and love. They left home from Dodge City in May of '87 and have been enjoying the lovely weather and a few small earthquakes of California. But I'm sure they miss their friends and relatives in and around Dodge City. Mom, Evelyn, says hello to all, too. I know Ralph will enjoy his week with you. That's an understatement. He'll enjoy it for me, too. I'll feel like I was there through pictures.
If this reunion is like the other two reunions, it'll be wonderful. Have a great time, and my goal will be to see you all at the next reunion. I'm proud to be a Shelor. Love to all, Karen Shelor Mona.
We don't think we're in any trouble, but we did obligate the lady. She is going to come, especially for us, it would be a letter for her to not have her quota, which was what
She said we had to have at least 25, and we told her we hoped we'd have around 40 anyway.
So you gotta have breakfast someplace, and this sounds like fun to be together, so we would appreciate it very much. The Pad Lodge is 1 mile north, going toward, on 221, going toward Trumbull. 9 o'clock, it is, Alita.
Yeah, but 9 o'clock, if you get there at 9 a.m., you'll be first, because we eat there by 1 time anyway. The menu is sausage, bacon, eggs, fresh fruit, hot fries, coffee, milk, and tea, and it's $3.75 plus the tip and the sushi, which they'll add to your ticket.
If there were.
And nobody be there but us, because they don't serve breakfast normally, they're open up.
Until we can visit.
Oh,
Until 11 o'clock, we can visit. After that time, there's a couple of things. We have an art gallery. We don't have one stop like it, we have an art gallery. I think I can make arrangements to have it open. We have a local artist, Susan Hine, who does wildlife. She was a Hollywood girl. She's out Henley, does beautiful. She has squirrels and rabbits and all kinds of habitat and this kind of thing. So I think I could open it's an Eileen's old church. So I think I can make arrangements after the breakfast for that. I don't think there'll be any objection, and I could call ahead. If you want to go out to where Grandma Jenkins was born, I think that can be arranged. I can just call every people and tell them there'll be some foreigners raining around out there tomorrow sometime. Because we're not going to have our service until 30. For several reasons. The church is not available. Vicki is involved in planning another church. We have much food left over, and we have some volunteer labor. We'll be glad after the service is over, after we have the service and the letters from him, to have you come back here and cover out there that picnic table, give you a bun, some more of that delicious barbecue, and some slaw, and some dessert. We have bunches of food left over, and we wouldn't have anything in the world to do with it. So we'll invite you back here. We'll have drinks. Yes, drinks left.
I could use a little extra food.
I believe she has. Where's Betty?
Betty wants the floor here.
She has volunteered to come back and help us. She's been on soldier to help us get it all stored and refrigerated and that kind of thing. She's going to come back, I think, tomorrow and help us. So we'll board it. You used to leftovers at home, so we'll just serve you some more here. Betty, you want the floor?
I wanted to know when the business meeting is going to be about next year's plans or year.
I asked about that last night. When do you want to do that?
Now.
Why not? Yeah. Hold on. Rhonda? This is what I think. Rhonda started. Rhonda and Eileen and Ron started this, okay? You do things. You have lifts and so on. Okay, then we kind of took over and did it this year. I think this group should become the steering committee. They're the ones who sort of have all the records. And then I think we ought to involve other people as we go along. How does that sound? I mean, we're available for
phone surveyors up. So Dad and this guy from Richmond, they went over there and he walked across the hill and he come down into a holler and walked up a holler and said, walked for this steel. Red big steel up there cooking. Said copper steel and said, beautiful stuff sitting around. Said, Dad said, now the man's making this right. Said, a little old path, they followed up that path, went up to the house. Said, the old man was up there chopping wood to put on the fire. And said we told him, asked him, did he know who owned the...
We're saying who's telling the biggest lie.
Said, do you know who owns the steel down here? And the old man said he didn't know nothing about it. He said, well, we want to tell you, said, the state highway is going to put a road through here. In 2 days, there will be surveyors in here. And said, when they find it, the revenues will be in behind them. Said, I'm telling you, give you a warning, so give you a chance to get it out. And the old man thanked him. They went on about their business. Now, Aunt Sadie came down, several years before she died. Came down to Dad and told Dad, said, I would love to have a gallon of good Floyd County bootleg liquor to take it back to the Rising Sun. So she's been telling the people about the good Floyd County liquor. And Dad said, well, said, I'll tell you what, said, I'll take you up there. Said, I know a man will be shooting creek out, probably can get it from you. So he said he went over there and went up to this same cabin, and it said the old man was still living. He said he talked to him and asked him if he could get him some. He said he didn't know nothing, still didn't know nothing. So Dad said he related the story back about what happened to him about the steel, and said that old man said, Mr. Shelor said, come with me, I want to show you something. So he took him out there from the house and measured off so many steps from a rock and so many steps from a tree, and they crossed. He said there was a pipe sticking out of the ground. He said right in that ground is 50 gallons of that liquor that you took out, that you told him about that steel. Says whenever you want it, come and get it and show us. And it's been in the ground, I think he said about 20 years. But he was taking up and re-putting it back into another keg. He said, it's there for you, and he swore the man wouldn't tell me where it's at. And I'll say he wouldn't tell me where it's at.
Wilson Boyd coming up Shooting Creek one time with an old lean model pickup and had a bunch of straw liquor in the back of it, and they were, they had a grapevine. Somebody told them so the revenue was up top on this mountain here. So Wilson took his liquor on the side of the mountain, hid it, and got on up there, and the revenues got back in his truck, started going through that straw. Said, you got any liquor on here, Wilson? Said, nope. Said, good thing you didn't catch me 2 miles back down the road.
Now, let me
what
tell
is
you.
that deal Uncle Mace got into down here about his liquor that he found over at J.A. Short's deal?
Well, I never did hear that one.
Well, let's see, found one. J.A. had an old horse that had revenuers, would turn him loose and he'd go home. J.A. moved that horse over on Mace's land and let him stay over there. Well, anyway, they found a steal of J.A.'s, and Mace left on Mace's place. He left him word there, said, you leave me 4 cases of liquor here and there won't be nothing said about this. You won't move it. And that was all right, except he went back over there and saw it the next week, and he had some help, some more seals helping him mow hay.
I was going to tell that, Don.
You know that one?
Yes, sir.
Well, anyway, mow hay, and anyway, he went back over and wasn't none of his liquor left in there.
All gone.
And
then, Don, I think he left him a half a gallon when it was.
I believe that's right.
But what happened, Dad and Luther and Uncle Brewster and Uncle Mace was going up to see Cab or one of them, whichever one they chose, had his stomach taken out. And had to put a goat stomach back and half a goat stomach out.
Who's this name?
Mace or Cab or whichever one up to Stanton. They was going up there to see him. They was going to see him. And anyway, Mace, they was riding up the road, and Mace was telling them about this story. And said he got a couple of shears to mow the hay and bale it. And he said and they was going to put the barn for him, He said that he went over and said it was hot. And he said, I thought out of the goodness of my heart, I would tell them where they'd get a good drink. And so I took them in the barn. He said, they had it hid under some boards. He said, I raised the board up, and that was sitting back there in half gallons. It was 4 cases of it sitting in there. And said, by golly, he went back over and get a friend of his a half a gallon. So he wasn't nothing there but this 1/2 a gallon. Said, Luther says, by God, I'll tell you one thing. That's the best damn liquor I've ever drank. He said, how in the hell did you find out about it? And I ain't gonna tell you who, but he said he brought me a 5 gallons, I believe it was.
Did you pay for breakfast?
Yeah,
Dick
no, I
Harris
didn't
headed
pay
up here
the
and
man
he's
to pay
reinforced, concrete reinforcing, used
What am I
heavy
gonna
pipe
do?
with concrete reinforcing.
Thank
Well,
you.
there's a
Dick Harris store up here. Go up there and take the cap off
I just
up there
wanted
and
to walk out
connected
and
to
not
about
know them.
a 50-gallon drum or something.
Herbert was baling hay up there one time, one of these old balers. He broke up that old head, you know, those big old cast iron head, broke the whole head. You'd never seen such a damn mess. And he came down there, and he said, come on, go in the old way, Uncle Mace, come over here and see if you weld this thing.
I would love to come back.
And Herbert said,
Well,
I tell you,
What is easy to say?
I was hitting, I don't know what
Yeah, that's it. You hit it, that's it.
messed up.
Do you want me to turn the lights on? Let you go ahead of us and then we'll...
Beautiful.
Oh, you're not gonna get it. I'm trying to get it. That's right. Well, our calling is started on the two. And then that furniture gets started that.
Get loose and run off quick, run off the ragged wheel. But to get that thing shrunk back up so it fits the rim again, you had to put in a tire shrink. And this is what this was. They put this in here like it right there. 'Cause I never could break out. Broke that loose and broke the handle off. They take that like it and lift this handle up and this will come back.
So the whole wheel go right on there?
No, the tire, just the tires.
Yeah.
See, the tire would be in here, and this would clamp that in. Now that would clamp that. Then they put this handle in this right here, and this, and start working that. Took one man on one side with a tong and a man on the other side with a tong, and it struck that metal. They do it a little bit at a time. Just do it all the way around it. Just keep the heat. It'd take them maybe 2 or 3 days.
Together over here.
Right, just keep it, take that metal and push it together. See?
And it was hot.
It's red hot. It had to be red hot. And this, like I say, this would clamp that side and that would clamp that one. And then they had to keep it checked. They'd have to go throw it in the creek and cool it off, see if it's going to fit the rim again. If you got too much of it, that goes and beat it and stretch it so it would fit.
Well, do your children know what to do with these things?
Hell, they never seen one before. Just like a whole lot of them for us. They never seen one.
Well, when you're gone, will they know what to do with it?
Yeah, they'll say, well, the old man told me it's a tire shrink.
Would it be on the wood wheel and everything?
Yeah, that's what I say. If you got too much of it, put it back out.
And some of them, they got them wired on and everything else for a year or two, and maybe they're an inch short.
I want to show you something Daddy made when he was just a young man.
Yeah.
Took 2 buggy springs, straightened them out, completely straight the blacksmith right out here.
Oh,
And he saved that in back. Look how much thicker this jaw is right here, at the tail end of this
I
is.
got one of those.
I bet they made them together then.
I'm so on the helm's not that long.
You know, to make it a little more permanent. Then the man would get up here, you know, and he'd sharpen his chisels and whatever was fit him.
Put drive the handle of it in the stump.
Yeah, right here. See this?
Oh, yeah,
See
yeah.
that little bevel?
I braced him a little.
Yeah, had to be braced. Then they'd take that bird, and then, of course, I left that on just like it. They'd just take this apart, they squeezed them in there. They didn't have a metal in there to hold it up. They just squeezed these 2 pieces of metal right there together to hold the rock in. And it's hollow. The rock is hollow. You see right in there, it's just a very thin part of the rock.
And then when they sharpened the chisel with it, along come the mowing machine then. And to sharpen the chisels with, to sharpen the daggone blades with.
Hold a minute, Herb. Let me get a picture of it, please.
Take it right there. Yeah.
Smile, boss.
Just give me an idea what that is. You haven't seen it.
Not seen one like it.
You see? Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I see what you see. Maybe 18 or something.
Nope.
Magnifying
Sickle grinder. Put the sickle in this sickle grinder. This all froze up. That froze up. You put sickle grinder. You put the sickle in here, put 2x4 right into here, something on a fence or somewhere where you want to, where you want to do it, and then you put this grinder like it right there to it up top.
Or use a plow or whatever.
That give it taper to your sickle. To your mowing machine blade.
That'll be done.
So you can go right and grind that side of it, grind this side of it, get it right. Do you know how the mowing machine's got the taper on each side, about a 45-degree angle?
Gosh, my drinking hadn't developed to that stage yet where I can do it for 12. Heals up the securities fraud. Bernie cornfield.
All right,
last time we'll call you inside.
Get up here, Dave.
I see there's a tour start here.
And they were days after the reunion. And I thought, what am I going to do now? So the next one day, do a little meditation. And I admit this had to Sunday school class. So you got my mind on what was going on.
Turn the fan off. Can't hear you.
Talk a little slower. Okay. My husband accused me of that too. He keeps me straight. We'd rather hear you than be cool. Where was it? Oh, the one that did rent the VFW hall for Sunday. There was a reunion. And I said, what am I going to do? And so I said, in Sunday school class, I was thinking through this class. I'll have to admit it. So I thought, right here's the place called. This has history too. And this church has Shelor history too, which I'll tell you about in a few minutes. So that worked out beautifully. We used the tables and chairs downstairs. Yesterday, I want to go over in a few minutes a little bit of the history of this church. But there's some other thing. Now, you've heard of winging. This is going to be the wingingest wing as you've ever seen. We've just put pieces together here. But now we're using Wanda is going to lead the singing. Lane is going to do our meditation. What do you think? Family. Vicky is Steve's wife. She's Herbert and Linda's daughter-in-law. She is an accomplished musician. She plays for us. And one that Larry Murphy is the minister of this church. He did my mother's funeral. I'm blessed in this, though. We also sing How Great Thou Art. I also did that on my funeral. So this is going to be kind of a thinking back for me. But anyway, we're glad to have you here. Talk about ingenious. We've been ingenious. We're air conditioned here in about 30 minutes. But it was hot. I didn't realize it would be this hot. Because we get service and get out at 11 o'clock. It's not usually this hot. So, being an old school teacher that I am, we talked a little bit last night about the next reunion. You can't run anything without some business meetings. Be thinking. Do your homework. Be thinking now. At the end of this, we're going to talk about trying to finalize the plans for our next reunion. Another thing I thought about, we haven't said a word about the guide in the book. We've accomplished a few of our projects. We put the record as it was in the tombstone yesterday. That was one of our projects. I guess we accomplished that. The revision of the book was the next one. Now, Larry, how up to date is your banner thing? Just as much as it was a year ago, I spent 10 minutes in the trunk of the car, never been a girl. Now, did you get any information from these folks about the babies who've been born in the last little while?
I think the best way to do it, I got some,
Stand up.
I have some family sheets at home that we need to send to each first cousin and let them go
Right, and then it's right back.
Yeah.
I don't know the best way to do this. James.
Would it be a possibility of all the Eastern folks going to Kansas and be with Aunt Debbie next year?
You said, could you get a tour bus?
Would it be a possibility of this, of all the Eastern folks
You're in
going
Roanoke,
to Kansas?
You're in an avid bus.
I'm asking if you can, I don't know how you can work it out or what have you. Is it a possibility that we can do this?
We'd love to have it, and it would work out better in the summer. Throw out, or you throw that out, let them think about it. Well, be with us to the service, but
Let's
also
put it
be
this way, how about the Eastern folks all, how about letting maybe Noah and Eileen and Mildred or some of them write them a letter and get their opinion as to whether we can go west one time.
Well, you got it right here more than, you got it right here now. Is there any further to go that way than it is to go that way?
Oh, it is.
You can send him a little purse, maybe. Sure, we'll take a collection of that.
Probably get bologna sandwiches or something like
That's
that.
All right.
Maloney versus the finger anyway.
What about food? I think that would give Mother something to do. I forgot to mention yesterday, the reason we did that little thing in your packet about, we did the whole preface, I did that, did the preface to Cousin's book, was we wanted you to know who Captain David Shelor was, and we wanted to know about Tonkery Mines. I forgot to mention that. I just thought, you know, some of you would say, well, what's Tonkery? The history of Tonkery Mines, the fact that Shelor owned it, this kind of thing, and then that preface. And some of you who don't have the book, now I'm not being disrespectful when I do this, and I've done it before, I can't do it exactly. But do read, Cousin Sue was great with words, with adjectives, and do read her description. Does anybody have it? It just really tickles me when she says something like, as I stand here before the portraits of the Shelors, their broad foreheads remind me of extreme intelligence, their masculinity, something, the ladies, their complexion, the purity reminds me of a sun-kissed petal of a perfumed rose, how it thrills one's heart. Now, so read that. That was kind of paraphrased. That's sort of what it was. She was great with words. Noah, she already memorized. It was sort of like that. Mildred, read it verbatim. You want to? What, the whole thing? No. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll take it.
You're not talking about us, are you?
I have studied the lives of these men and women who have long since passed away. I have stood before many of their portraits and meditated over their intelligent appearing foreheads, broad shoulders, and erect bearing of the masculine line, thin but lovely ladies, their purity of character, their symmetrical forms, their complexion, I know was as lovely as the sun-kissed petal of a perfumed rose. These pictures of purity, grace, and beauty, how they thrill one's heart.
Amen.
All right, when we lost Hughes to the church, Cousin Lucy, the oldest person I knew, I went over to her house, and she dictated to me the history that you have in your packet, the history of this church. As I understand it, this church stood over just the road that we turned, at the big church to go on, you know, off 221, the road we turned, if you just gone just a little bit further. This church stood there on the Goody Coons farm. There was no young people in that neighborhood. This neighborhood was full of young people. Cousin Sue was one of them, her sisters. So this Mr., I can't remember his name, whoever he was, he had one niece. He was a bachelor, but he had a niece. And he wanted her to be active, and they had temperance organizations, and they had Sunday schools and things. So he said, I will give you this church if you will move it to your neighborhood, and then my niece can kind come worship with you all. So Mr. Howard gave this land, this church. Now don't ask me how they moved it. The only way I know, they just tore it down. Anyway, they moved the church from up the other side of the church here. And I came here as a child. I grew up in this church. Uncle Bruce was very instrumental in keeping this church going financially. It almost went out of business one time. Uncle Bruce went out, shook some bushes, and kept it going. So when we did the pews, we had Cousin Sue's dictate this thing that you have here. The name did come from a beautiful spot. I didn't put it in here as one of your other attractions. There's a little waterfall over here on Percy Simpson's place called Falling Branch. It's literally a little Niagara Falls. It's a stream falling right straight down a mountain. Holy, that more ingenious. He harnessed that, put a Velcro fan in, and made electricity for a person's house. Right? It's still there. You understand? It's still there. So some of you who are remaining may want to go see that.
Next year.
Next year. We came again.
We'd have to do a Saturday fall, that's on hold.
They said you couldn't hear me down at the City Hall the other day. Now really, some of you who are staying around or will be back in the area, again, Grandma Laura's home place. I've seen the pictures since we've had this together. Nova, did you have the pictures of that old big rock? Nova? Did you have the pictures of that old big rock that was falling down? Herb, or you? Herb?
Yeah, Noah's got 2 pictures of it.
And we have pictures of our family standing under it. So there's no doubt we're going to Grandma George's down right on that rock somewhere.
That's the only one in existence I've seen in the children right there.
It's a great old big rock sticking out over the road.
So
and I've heard that Granddaddy set up on it, he packed an engine and started the initials on it. There's just so much moss on there, you couldn't think. But there's a big old rock. You got to see that little, it's got quite a bit for our and our husband standing below.
I didn't make that in the rock like you did.
Of course, Baker Mill, I don't know if you've had a chance to visit Baker Mill. It is an old stone mill. Maybe it doesn't mean as much as Shine Creek, but it's a nice attraction. Chateau Marcette Winery was right up there in the area where you, the rest of you would be there. Buffalo now, again, it's the highest point in Floyd County. And if you haven't read The Man Who Was Bound, it's about mountain life and how one man came to Christianize the people in one section of Floyd County. It's a real joy to read. So those are some other attractions that you might want to take in. So we will endeavor to, following our little service, Rhonda and Kay, her able assistant, are going to do abbreviated version of those. So, let's see. She did remarks a little out. She did remarks all over the place. We're going to sing now, and I think Rhonda has given out to you how great thou art. We're going to sing a song. And then Zane will be ready for you. Then we're going to have rap pass the hat. I'm kidding. We don't have to. You requested to, but we don't trust it. If that's hard, yeah. I said last night, y'all have to be good in church. Remember?
Maybe it's not time, but all through, during, after, and until you leave, I have the order forms and photos.
Got money in my pocket for you. Remind me, I took $3 for you this morning. What? More money in more pockets. So we'll give it to you.
I have the forms here.
I don't think we're broke. Bill said somebody give us a financial report. We have paid all of our bills, but I think we're in pretty good shape. We know we'll let you know.
We have over $1,000.
Okay. Why don't we start out like
our service this morning, I knew Zane well enough to know that to ask her would be a job well done. I don't want to get teary-eyed or anything like this, but Zane has always impressed me. She was away from us. We kind of lost her for a period of time. And I think when she came back with appreciation of family that maybe the rest of us, you don't know you haven't been back. And so I think she has appreciation of family that the rest of us don't know. So I asked her, and she very graciously consented to do it, and I know we're all in for a treat for Zane to give us a moment of meditation or whatever. Thank you.
Then there's family tree. And my grandmother used to whisper, she's in the family wedding. And we all found out what that was later on. There's a commercial that says, we take good care of your family. That bothers me a little bit because I'm not sure I want that family maybe to take care of it. And there's another one that says, we've got you in the palm of our hand. Be careful what the other hand is doing. But the dictionary has some definitions of family. Number 1, all people living in the same household. A group consisting of parents and children. 3, a group of people related by blood or marriage. 4, people descending from common ancestors. And number 5, a group of people responsible for each other with a common goal. I like to think of our family as a group that can accommodate all conditions of mankind, our strengths and our weaknesses. The melancholy Shelor, and in fact, many of us have been through the melancholy Shelor. The strength of their wives, the quiet children, the risk takers, and those who have trouble finding their way. Family is the oldest human social institution. It has existed among all people in all ages. In the great design of the universe, I think God decided that we would be the only creatures who can think, make decisions, set long-term goals, each for his own time and space, that we would stand up, look at God, and be kind when we look down at those underneath us. A baby is born without these abilities. It grows, it watches, it listens, and this takes years. Human beings need close associations with other humans. We need to communicate. We need to share experiences, to laugh, to elicit sympathy and comfort, to love and be loved. These are real and lasting needs for the development of a human. These primary needs for growth and best, and I think, only be served in a family. The Puritans and Pilgrims came to this country as families, and the story would believe that while they were ill-prepared for the rigors of the New World, they did survive because they were determined to thrive. Jamestown was settled mostly by men, and it failed. They did not have the determination of a woman, and it shows that they need a woman to get the job done. The colonization of America was accomplished through the efforts of families in a very hostile environment. I was impressed by Michael Dukakis' mother, who said she came to this country as an immigrant and set out with her husband to make a better life for themselves and their children. She was asked, were you frightened? And she said, scared is not the word for it. But I was with my parents, and home was where they were. I think Florence Shelor, whose wife's name is not even recorded in the book, and she died on the voyage to this country. I'm sure her dreams and her hopes were for her family and survival in the new country. Family roles were defined and adhered to in this early part of the development of our country. Every member had a job to be done. It was a real job. It was not made up.
and it was necessary. It was necessary for the welfare of the family and survival of the community, and there was mutual respect, and most of all, love dominated. The 20th century family, I'm sorry to say, is a far cry from 1790. Some say the family is weak and getting weaker. Some say that this just represents a social reality in our point in time. The vast majority of the 20th century families have been stripped of what we refer to as traditional values and roles. And we are now struggling to redefine the roles in the family. Divorce is easy and not frowned upon. Cohabitation is a way of life. Abortion is legal. Women can support themselves, and men are experiencing pressures on every frontier: their careers, their role in the marriage, economics, and our world in turmoil. And drugs have, I'm sorry to say, dealt the family a mighty blow. We have a poster in our office that says, in every small town there is a church, a drugstore, a traffic light, and someone who will sell you cocaine. Now we have new terms to describe a family. Family in crisis, family in stress, fragmented family, and dysfunctioning family. Sad as these terms are, at least it recognizes that there is trouble. There is some trouble in River City, in Cleveland, in Coneville, New York, and I suspect even in Carlsbad. Social agencies, schools, doctors, churches try. They truly try. But I am convinced that the solution is in a family group. Carl Sandburg says, a baby is God's promise that life will continue. I pray they will continue strong and healthy. Maybe not in like the family of 1790, but maybe like number 5, a group of people responsible for each other with a common goal, where children can learn, communicate, laugh, love and be loved. Please God, let it be. Have I painted a dismal picture? I didn't mean to. Have you seen the happy faces of our children and heard their laughter? And listened to the wisdom of our heritage? I think that we are living proof that it does work. Family can make the difference. And here we are again, dear family, together, sharing stories, touching, laughing, and going away. When I come to Floyd County, I feel that I have truly received communion. I break bread with my family, and I drink clear cold water, and I go away refreshed. We truly are a national treasure. How many people do you know? You can count a dozen people that are blood related and know their names. Now, I know the names. I have a little trouble connecting all of them with the right faces, and I know there are more than a dozen of us. Is this family, generation after generation, bonded by love? That sounds so good, but it's not always true. Are we a group of people that if all else fails, we never turn a family member away? That sounds good, but it's not always true. Are we a family that when the members have trouble and has lost its way, we protect them and support them until they're strong and can leave the circle? It's not always true. These statements are all sometimes true for us, but I think we have done something that no other family that I know has done. We have kept in touch, and we have cared. There's a song that says, just reach out and touch, just care. It doesn't take a lot of money, you just have to care. I interviewed a young man in my office with some background materials, and I asked him about his family and said, oh, we have it. And I said, well, what about your mother and father? He said, oh, yeah. Further questions reveal that he had not seen his grandparents except maybe a couple times a year his whole life, and they only lived 10 miles away. He had aunts and uncles that lived around here somewhere. He had dropped out of Little League because nobody came. He quit school, and he was told to get a job. He had had several jobs, and I said, what happened? He said, they just never worked out. And I felt very sad because the kick young man that had never been cared for, had never really been nurtured. He had not learned to fly. He was simply flopping around. We had another case in the office, which is a little different. We had a young woman who went into a ill-advised marriage. You wouldn't believe how ill-advised it was. But her family had a wedding and off she went. And it turned out to be a disaster. But she told me that never a week went by that her father and or her mother did not visit her and never mentioned her problem. After a long time, her father looked at her one day and said, when you're ready to come home, call me. He did not ridicule, he just said, when you're ready, call me. And she did. And he brought her home. And when she came home, he said, these children, 2 of them, are your responsibility. You will have to work. You will have to take care of your own children. And you will have to get an education. You will need it. And you may live with us. She's back in college. She's doing fine. She's nurturing her 2 children. And I just wrote a recommendation for her. And I said, Nancy will succeed because she's highly motivated to care, love, and nurturing of her children. And she has a very strong family support structure. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. Now I'm going to tell you something. Don and Jerry here. Well, it's not. We'll tell them, not the right time. Because I didn't tell them this. I wanted to say it to them. How much I was healed by their reaching out to me. As they were going through some old boxes of things, they found some letters that my mother and father had written to my grandmother. My father seemed to be concerned about tied to an old cord so he could do something about it. But they took the time to send these letters to me. It cost them 25 cents. I was blessed and healed. What a blessing it was. Because you see, as I grew up, I was not really sure that my parents liked each other. I was sure that somewhere along the line they loved or thought they were in love. But from my time of remembering, I wasn't sure they really liked each other. But these letters were letters of a young, loving family writing to my grandmother. I was touched. I truly was. But they cared enough to think of me. Much has been given to us as a heritage, and much is expected of us. Many talents have been given to us, and much is expected. We are a Shelor project. When 2 or 3 get together, we usually talk all night. Most of us have 35-inch arms and the long hand. If you look, as I have noticed, Herbert's hand when he was talking, the long hand, strong, long hand of an artist. I believe all the things that they said. The other thing is, you guys never really straighten out your arms. I don't know whether you're trying to look shorter or not, but you walk kind of look like the arms slightly bent. I don't care if they're 39 inches long. Okay, we have notches in our hairline and a tick in our upper lip, usually on the left. We should be proud that we are a unique and wonderful family, connected by a common heritage and looking forward. To the young couples, if you have children, make them the most important people in your life. A few years is not too much to give to nurture the most precious gift from God to make this world a better place. I realize that for some others it's impossible to stay home. But please, on your list of priorities, put CHILD before BMW. Children don't need a BMW. They need roots, and from those roots and love, they will grow wings and they will go. But they need it, and there's only one time to give it to them. There's really nothing that we will ever go through, and I've thought of this many times in my life, that our grandparents, our aunts and uncles have not faced. The death of a child, the death of their spouse, failure, personal failure, aspirations that they must have had for themselves, failure of business, failure of the cross, the Great Depression, disappointments, despair, and illness. To the young women, you're listening to a charter member of the sisterhood. I have been told more nuts, and I'm a flaming women liver. And I guess I truly am. We've come a long way, girls. But you have to feel liberated. It isn't something somebody can give you. You have to feel it in yourself. I am. I was. We were, and I am. So I am liberated. My gentle father never really understood this. He tried to impart this wisdom to my husband by telling him that it was all right for girls to go to college, they should take home economics. It was fine to work until they got married, and then I should go home and be a homemaker and a social asset to my husband. He told Nick to, and I guess Nick shook his head because it didn't work. I remained a rebel. Nick gave me time and space, and I think sometimes he gave me a lot of space for his own safety. But he listened to me, and I knew, as I am sure that Grandmother Shelor knew, that I was an indispensable part of the team. I gave up nothing by staying home for 12 years with my children, and I truly found myself, my real values, and I got an education. To the young that are here, if anyone tells you that these are the best years of your life, it ain't necessarily so. But it could be worse. It's tough out there, and there is no such thing as a free lunch. You have a heavy responsibility because much has been given to you, and the balance must be made somewhere along the line. You get out of the job, be it school or career, what you put into it. Not what you expect, not what you want, not what you wish, but the effort that you put into the goals that you set for your time and space. These have truly been glorious days, days to hold close, to live and cherish. I love you all. You are an important part of me because you gave me belonging, and I needed that. It has always been my cornerstone. You are important to Nicholas, who left this morning. You are important to Curtis, who was named after Curtis Albert, who had the good sense and the good fortune to marry a Shelor woman. After a prayer, I'm going to say, peace be with you. I would like the response to be, and also with you. And then I would like each of you to turn to those nearest you. Shake hands, hug, touch them, for we are family. Let us pray. Oh God, you made us in your own image and redeemed us through Jesus Christ, your Son. Look with compassion on this family. Take away any arrogance or hatred that may be in our hearts. Break down any walls that might separate us. Unite us in bonds of love. And work through our struggle and confusion to accomplish your purpose for your families on earth. In your good time, may all families of every nation and race serve you in harmony as family around your heavenly throne. I ask through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Peace be with you. And also with you.
Thanks that you've done this and you've done that. We made the arrangements. We said we'd be at a certain place at a certain time, and we made arrangements for photography and things like that. But without the people who have pitched in and done the things they've done, it grows on, and if it went on a week, I don't know what we would do. Everything we've done just gets better and better and better, and we get closer and closer and closer. And I agree with saying, and there's one thing I want to add to that thing. When we got back in contact, back when things kids were small, first of all, they came and visited with us. They were in Roanoke. They called and said they were in this area. They were going to stay in Roanoke. My dad was living with them. He said, you tell that girl that's not going to do business here. She's coming up here and staying with us. And so they came and we rolled in the creek and we picked blackberries. We did all kinds of things. But somewhere in top of the thing, she told me something that I have passed on to me to dozens of people. She said that they had one night during the week that was family night. I think it was Thursday night, am I
And she said that they rotated. They had small children, they had some older ones, some little ones. And one child was in charge of whatever they did. It took an active conference to excuse that night. No little league, no music lessons, and all the things that some families think are so important. That was family night. And it might be a game of checkers, it might be a cookout in the backyard. It could be anything that child wanted to do. They suggested it, and everybody else pitched in and did whatever they wanted to do. Now, if that is not music, and I sing, I've written things. Now, Carol, the girl who's been staying with us during this reunion, has 2 small children. She is staying with those kids. I know that they have some financial problems. I know that. But just as Lane said, she has set her priorities. She has 2 lovely children. I think they're lovely because the name one of them is my husband. And the other one's lovely because the name that's his grandmother. What is it, Jane?
The old rugged
The old rugged cross is lovely. Mr. Jim Shelor is the next speaker.
I don't have any speech made up for everything. I just got the 2 things I want to say to you people. I want to thank each and every one of you for the wonderful prayers that you've given us. I'm so sorry. I keep you, I'm thinking I get to cry every time. I love y'all. I want to thank you for the prayers you've given us before our meeting, for my wife and myself. And I just can't say anything I want to say.
You don't have to. And then we're just going to get a few things set up, and we'll go through some of the letters. It should be about a 20 to 25-minute presentation, unless something happens. The problem which the South had to solve has been not how to be comfortable during the war, but how to live at all. But families like Emma's family endured. They planted their crops, raised their children, and they threw off Republican rule, ending Reconstruction by 1877. But they never forgot the fiery trial through which they had passed. Afterward, they would refer simply to the war. For Southern folks of M's generation, there was no other. The first 2 characters that you will be listening to, some of the music and the letters are on tapes from a performance. Bear with us, they may be a little hard to hear. The first letter takes place approximately 1863 from Emma's brother, John. John was a graduate of Richmond College. He was a doctor in the Confederate Army. At this time of his letter, he was killed in the Battle of Mine Run on Friday, November 27, 1863. His father, Henry B., his great-grandfather, went and personally retrieved his body from there. It was a obviously very trying time for him. Following that letter
we'll go right into a woman's letter named Sake. Sake was a Floyd County friend of Emma's, who, like Emma, married a Yankee. But she moved north before the war, and her Yankee husband was killed in the war, and she came back home, which must have produced a series of difficulties in itself. At the time of her letter, she'd come back home to Floyd, and she's still grieving over her loss. So we'll go that sequence, and then I'll tell you who the next letter writers are. This overture sets up the war and John's death, and then we go into Sake's. In the play, we open up at the Dillon home, and we see them going through all their chores of the day, and then we see the community start to gather in the outbreak of the war. I go to bed with a sigh of relief, and I feel that one more day has passed, and I will soon be lost in forgetfulness. MJ is a dear, sweet friend that knows the right way to do things, and she's going to tell him about that. The other letter